Hello everyone and welcome to Momentum channel. My name is Mo, and in this video we are going to review the week 5 of our Wealthsimple Trade Stock Investment Portfolio Challenge. It's a challenge to grow a small account from the mere $5,000 all the way to $250,000, and we are in fact making good progress on that. Well, before we jump into this video and take a look at how far we've come and how we've been able to grow this portfolio to a much larger sum since last week, we are going to review what have been our stock purchases over the span of the past week, at what prices we bought those stocks for, and also we'll talk about what stocks or index funds or ETFs we are planning to add to our portfolio in the coming weeks, and what has been our rationale to go about that decision. Lastly, of course, we will review any of our dividend income. We will talk about what deposits we've made to the account, if we've sold any stocks, as well as any dividend income that we've had over the span of the past 1 week. So be sure to watch this video until the end and let me know what you think. All right, so let us take a close look at what shares we've added to our portfolio over the span of the past week. In fact, last week we bought 5 shares of Real Matters Inc. It is a Canadian company that we've talked a lot about in our past weekly portfolio updates. It's one of those companies that I've been heavily adding to my shares, and over the span of the past week we added 5 more shares to our portfolio. We bought these shares for the prices of $14.60, $14.65, $15.36, $15.56, and $15.96. And you can see at the last trading, it closed the trading at the price of $16.99. But what's so fascinating about this stock is that over the span of the past week, it has gone up by over 10%. So definitely we are happy with that. We're actually, by now, the price of this stock is already above the cost basis that we have for Real Matters. So we're very happy with our approach of adding more to our shares of Real Matters. The other shares that last week we talked about that we wanted to add to our portfolio, it's in fact an ETF, Harvest Clean Energy. It's one of those clean energy ETFs that we talked about in several videos here on this channel. And last week I mentioned that I'm going to add it to my holdings. So we managed to buy, in fact, 4 shares of HCLN. We bought 3 of those shares at the price of $16.08, and we bought 1 share at the price of $16.12. You notice that HCLN last week has actually gone down overall, and in fact gone down by about 3%. It is trading at closer to its 52-week low prices. Definitely HCLN is one of those ETFs that I intend for the week ahead to continue to add to my shares and dollar cost average my way through this ETF. Now, moving on, the third company that we actually continue to add to our shares is a company called Neolithium Corporation. It ended the trading week at the price of $2.80. And in fact, during the week, though, it was down by about 4.4%. We bought 2 shares of NLC. We bought 1 share at the price of $2.89, and we bought 1 share at the price of $2.90. And you can see that currently it was last traded at the price of $2.80. We've had shares of Neolithium, so most likely we will continue to add to our shares of Neolithium, just dollar cost average, and take advantage of dollar cost averaging. A little bit about Neolithium, because I don't think I've necessarily made a video on it on this channel. Stay tuned for a video on this company coming up in the days to come. But just a quick overview of this company. Neolithium is a Canadian company that is in fact a lithium producer. They are undergoing a major project called the project 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝖖, and this project is in fact located at a triangle whereby there's heavy global production of lithium. In fact, 40% of the global production of lithium is coming from this triangle where they are located. It's also 90% of the brine resource where the lithium is produced from is actually coming from that. What's so unique about this project is that Neolithium, in fact, fully owns this project, and it is, in fact, according to various metrics and quality metrics, is one of the best lithium brine projects under production and, in fact, under development. Now, keep in mind the project is still being developed and it is not yet functional. And nonetheless, they are working on it and they are securing the licenses to actually get to the point where they get to a production option. All right, now let us quickly go through the list of our purchases in details. As I walk you through these lists, and you can take a look here, I want to flag for you that we also bought one share of Bank of Nova Scotia for the price of $78.15. We also bought several shares of ETFs, including emerge ones. We bought one share of Emerge Arc FinTech Innovation ETF, EAFT, one share of Emerge Arc Genomics and Biotech, EAGB, and one share of Emerge Arc Global Disruptive Innovation, or EARK. Those are also among our buys. You also notice that we bought one share of XIT, or iShares S&P TSX Capped Information Tech Index ETF, at the price of $46.07. So those are essentially our purchases and stock buys for the span of the past 1 week. We deposited $50 to our account on April 9th. Now let us take a close look at our dividend income. You notice that we earned $1.05 last week from VRE, and that's the amount that was paid to us on April 9th. We did not sell any of our stocks or ETFs whatsoever over the span of the past 1 week. In fact, that's not really our plan at this time, and we're just constantly continuing to add to our portfolio. Now, with that, let us walk through our portfolio and take a look at its returns. You notice that the 1 week return for our personal portfolio that we are talking about has been positive, and it's showing a positive return of 2%, or about $325. Our 1 day return, that's for the last trading day, it was fairly stagnant, 0%, or up by $53. 1 month return is showing a positive return of 4%. 3 months return is showing a positive return of 6%. The 1 year return for this portfolio is also a massive 44% return. With that, let us move ahead and take a look at closely at our portfolio holdings within this account, and what is our overall return. Currently, we are showing to have 6 shares of Apple. It's showing a positive return of 14.65%. Blink Charging, we still own our 2 shares, a positive return of 42% plus. Bristol Myers, we own 7 shares, showing a positive return of 21%. Bank of Nova Scotia, we now own 14 shares with a positive return of 22%. Salesforce, we still own 3 shares. It's showing a positive return of close to 13%. Corsair Gaming, we are still owning our 9 shares, and it's currently showing a negative 9% return. Corsair is one of those stocks that I'm continuing to plan to add to my shares, take advantage of dollar cost averaging. In fact, I have some orders for it, but they have not been fulfilled based on the prices that I was comfortable with. So we'll continue to add to those shares, most likely over the span of the upcoming week. EAFT, we currently have 8 shares, and it's showing a positive return of 2.26%. EAGB, now we have 18 shares, and it's showing a negative return of 4.97%. EARK, we have 29 shares. It's showing a negative return of 1.92%. We would like to continue adding to these Emerge ARK Invest ETFs gradually, and taking advantage of dollar cost averaging, as for the most part, you'd see that for two of them at least, our average price is higher than what it is these ETFs are trading for. So we'd like to continue to dollar cost average. Gilead Sciences, we still own our 4 shares and showing a positive return of 1.59%. Harvest Clean Energy, HCLN, as we talked about, we own our 4 shares that we picked up last week, and it's showing a negative return of 1.74%. Jet Cross Ring Airline Group, 13 shares, showing a negative 9.52%. Neolithium, we now own 64 shares, and it's showing a positive 3%. Pfizer, we still own out 20 shares. It's showing a positive return of 13.05%. Palantir, we still maintain our 10 shares. It's showing a positive return of 9.27%. Qualcomm, still maintaining our 8 shares, showing a positive return of 16%. Real Matters, we've been continuing to add to our shares. Right now, we have 150 shares, and it's showing a slightly positive return of 0.35%. Royalty Pharma, we are maintaining our 29 shares. It's showing a return of negative 3.34%. It's one of those dividend-paying companies. So one of the other stocks that potentially I would like to add over the span of the next week, if it continues to drop further, would be Royalty Pharma. Royal Bank of Canada, we have 5 shares. It's showing a positive return of 17.93%. Toronto Dominion Bank, we have 6 shares. It's showing a positive return of 22.79%. For the Canadian banks, as you notice, we've added to our share of Bank of Nova Scotia. If these banks continue to drop in prices, I would like to pick up more shares of them. But at this time, they are also trading closer to their 52-week high prices. So that's why I don't want to necessarily just pull the trigger and add to my shares at this time. Would like to wait for some pullbacks. A couple of more stocks or ETFs to go through. VRE, or Vanguard FTSE Canadian Cap REIT Index ETF. We own 12 shares now with a positive return of 11.32%. Verizon Communications, we own 10 shares. It's showing a positive return of 3.15%. XDV, it is showing a return of 18.29% for our 5 shares. 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐖, with the 1 share that we picked up last week, we are currently showing 9.15% return for our 15 shares in total that we own of 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐼. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick review of our stock portfolio with Wealthsimple Trade account, and how through this challenge and weekly updates we are trying to get this account from a mere starting point of $5,000, and right now you see it's closer to $17,000, and grow it all the way to $250,000. I hope you found this video beneficial and you gained something of value from it, and hopefully it provided you some inspiration to get started investing and really doing the research and due diligence of stock investing, whether it's dividend stock, index investing, or high quality growth stocks. If you haven't done that already, please be sure to subscribe to Momentum channel. Here on Momentum, we post several videos every week about investing in the stock market, real estate, as well as financial planning and financial education. And we would love for you to join our journey here on Momentum. With that, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you on our next video. Cheers.